Hi, this is Alex from Millbrook Woodcraft, and I'm doing a little video showing you how to fit the wooden plugs in the screw holes. So this is quite a fiddly little operation, but it just finishes off your handle really nicely. Now the key is to make sure that you get the grain aligned. I don't know if you can see that. The grain of the wood is quite clear which way the grain goes, and the grain on the handle goes from all this in this direction. So you want to get your plug in line, or the grain of the plug in line with the handle. So what we're going to do, just tap that in lightly. Where were we? There we are. Let's just get that there. And if they are a little bit tight, you can just take off that top edge, that top inner edge, just so that it will sit in the hole a bit easier. So just offer that up like that, and then get a hammer, or I'm using the end of a chisel here, just the handle, just to tap that into the hole until it doesn't go any further. Now you can use some glue to attach these, just some normal wood glue. I'm not on this occasion because if you do muck up the plug in some way or another, perhaps you might take off a bit more with your chisel. Or if you want to move the handle later on, it makes it a little bit easier. And to be honest, you're going to be putting some Osmo oil or some varnish over the top, so that will kind of seal it in and it ain't going to go anywhere. So, right, once you're there, you've got that plug with, it's about 4 or 5 millimeters showing. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You've got either one of these Japanese saws which work on the pull, and they've just got really flexible blade and they kind of sort of sit nicely. Or you can use, I'm using a chisel. My background's boat building, so I'm quite well trained in just knocking those off. Or else you can, I think, use a hacksaw. Now, to avoid damaging the wood of your handle, you can put some tape, some masking tape, just around here, just to protect the wood from scratches, or but and I've included in the pack a little pot of oil or varnish, just so just to finish it off. So I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm going to just knock this off with a chisel. I'll show you how to do this. Now, key is to go in line with the grain and to go about 3 or 4 millimeters away from the handle, so because you don't want to go right up against the wood, so you just want to just away from a little bit like that, and then just tap it gently, tap 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 tap, and then a little bit breaks off, and you can see which way the wood is going. So I'm going to go this way, just tap 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 gently. Now this chisel's very sharp, so it's a bit like sort of going through butter. And this handle's dark American walnut, which is lovely, with a bit of ash in the middle. So once you get to a point where you're nearly flush with that plug, just a little bit more on that side, just gently. And once you're happy with that, that's pretty close. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Now, grab your sandpaper. I've got some, what's this? This is 320, or I can use, I've got some, what's that, 240. I'm going to go with 240, which is a bit more bitey. And what you just do is just, don't worry if you're sanding the handle, because, as I say, you should have a little pot of oil or varnish with your handle. And you should see that is actually looking really nice, and the grain is all aligned. So once you've oiled that with 3 or 4 coats, it'll be quite hidden. Now, there is an alternative to using this method with the plugs, the wooden plugs. You can just get some dark wood filler and just sort of fill that, and then sort of smooth it off and give it a little sand, but you won't have the grain sort of running in line. Now, once you're happy with that, just give it a little wipe or a little brush, perhaps with some white spirit, and then grab your little pot of, there we are, oil, and either use a brush, or I'm using a little bit of tissue paper, which is probably just as good, and then just wipe it over, and that's it. And go in both directions, just make sure you got some oil right into the little join, and there we go. It's a little bit off actually. Perhaps I took a bit more time on that one. But that's the idea anyway. So that'll, if you can do that on all your 4 screw holes, that'll look lovely. Thank you for watching.